Okay, we're on page 105. And so we're talking about forming a triangle. And what we're talking about is we are talking about making the triangle, and we're talking about sides. All right, so you can't just take any three, let's say, sticks and form a triangle, because one might be way too long or one might be way too short. So when forming a triangle, all right, the sum, which means to add, right? So the sum of any two sides of the triangle, okay, so the sum is greater than the third side. Okay, so the sum of any two, so let's say you have this. So if you pick two of these, the sum of these has to be greater than the third side. All right, or you're going to have a triangle that looks something like this and can't reach. All right, these two might be too small. So our steps, we're going to find the sum of the lengths of each pair. So we're going to add two at a time. And then we're going to compare them to the third side with a greater than sign. All right, and then we're going to see if it's true. And then it says, can the sides form a triangle? It's either yes or no. All right, so if I said, can a triangle be formed with these three sides? You're going to prove it with an inequality because we want to use this greater than sign. So you're going to pick any two sides, and you're going to compare it to see if it's greater than that third side. So since we picked these two, we're going to pick maybe a different two, and we're going to add those, and we're going to compare it to the third side that we didn't add together yet. And then we're going to pick the other two sides we haven't added together and compare it and see if that's greater than the third side. So 6 plus 12 is 18. 18 is greater than 8. Check. All right, 12 plus 18 is 20. 20 is greater than 6. Yes. 6 plus 18 is going to be 24. I'm sorry, I don't know where I got 18. It's 8. My bad. Okay. So 6 plus 8 is 14, and 14 is greater than 12. Yes. So since we said yes to all of those inequalities, our answer is yes. These three lengths can form a triangle and not look something like this. All right, they would actually form a triangle. So on this one it says 3 straws were cut to these lengths. Can a triangle be formed? All right, so on your homework, they're going to ask you this, and you're going to say yes or no, and then you're going to prove it. So what I would do is if you're trying to disprove it, I would pick the two smallest and add those first. Okay, so 2 plus 5, and we're going to see if it's greater than our third side. So 2 plus 5 is 7. 7 is greater than 8. Nope. So our answer is going to be no on this one. Okay. So you might have 2 other yeses before you get to that no, depending on what order you're adding them in. So if I had picked like 2 plus 8 is greater than 5, 2 plus 8 is 10, 10 is greater than 5. So I would have had a yes, and honestly I would have had another yes if I would have chosen to write this inequality, because 13 is greater than 2. But if I have one no, that means no. This is too short, okay? So this right here is going to be a no. So you have 3 inequalities for a yes, and you can write the 3 inequalities for the no, but if you get one no, okay, one that's untrue, one inequality that's untrue, your answer is no, that a triangle cannot be formed, that it would look something like this. All right, so on this one, we're going to add our 2 sides and compare it to the third side. Okay, we're going to add 2 different sides and compare it to the third side. And then we're going to add 2 different sides and compare it to the third side. Okay, I can just look at this and say 6 plus 5 is 11 already, and that's greater than 3. 3 plus 5 is 8, that's already greater than 6. And 6 plus 3 is 9, that's already greater than 5. So I have 3 yeses, so my answer is yes, a triangle can be formed. Right, so if we look on the back, this is on page 106, which set of lengths can form a triangle? So we look, and I always try to start with the smallest 2. and see if I can disprove it first before I do all of that work. So 8 plus 10 is 18. 18 is greater than 10. Okay, so I'm going to go to the next one, and I'm going to pick my two shortest sides, and then I'm going to compare that sum to my third side. So 3 plus 8 is 11. 11 is not greater than 18, so that's a no. Again, I'm going to pick my two shortest sides and add those and compare it to my third side. Is 40 greater than 80? No. Again, I'm going to pick my two smallest sides. And even if this was equal to 22, it still cannot be a triangle because it has to be greater than the third side. Okay? So this was 21, but even if it was 22, let's say this was 6. If this was 22, it still had to be greater than 22. Okay? They can't be equal in order to form a triangle. So 21 is not greater than 22. So which one can form a triangle? It's going to be A. So on this one it says that P drew a triangle LMN on the whiteboard. Based on her drawing, which of the following expressions are true? Alright, so we know that we have side C, side B, and side A. And we know that when we add any two sides, it has to be greater than the third side. So the only one that says that is C. Alright, on this one, which one cannot form a triangle? So if we look, I'm going to look and just be smart, work smarter, not harder, and look for one that's maybe like way smaller or has a side that's like way bigger. And I see one that's like way smaller here. So I'm going to try to disprove this one. I'm going to add the two smallest sides and compare it to the third side. So 3 plus 14 is 17. 17 is not greater than 20. So that's my answer right there. Okay, I could write 3 inequalities each on these and prove that all of those can be triangles.